What if Caitlin Clark's success in the WNBA was never anticipated? What if strong forces behind the scenes were determined to prevent her from shining, in addition to the defenders on the court? Now that the truth is being revealed, everything is different. And Sue Bird is where it all starts. Sign up. All set? Come on. Sue Bird, a 4-time WNBA champion and 2-time Olympic gold medalist, has unparalleled credibility. She transitioned from veteran insight to a full-fledged expose on June 27 during her Bird's Eye View podcast. Instead of praising Caitlin Clark's record-breaking rookie stats, 31 points per game, a record-breaking 36-point performance on June 5, and a 240% increase in WNBA viewership, Bird focused on the league's public messaging. She described how Clark's followers were labeled as a problem in internal PR letters, calling them ardent newcomers and advising broadcasters to minimize her hype. Bird repeated the precise words from the memos, emphasized balanced coverage above rookie enthusiasm, limited Caitlin segments, and concentrated on the league plot. She saw this as a sharp contrast to the encouraging environment she encountered in 2002, when rookies were given real attention. Bird's revelation of league briefings that specifically suggested adding controlled controversy to Clark narratives, including oblique references to racial tension amongst fan groups, was much more damning. Can we use race angle to boost mid-season ratings? A senior executive asked during a heated off-camera discussion, according to her account. Bird made a proposal that left her dumbfounded. Bird interpreted these actions as a deliberate attempt to restrict the rookie momentum rather than as separate mistakes by contrasting the restrained, strategy-driven attitude to Clark with the unreserved celebration of other rookies like Diana Taurasi. Her tone changed from contemplation to concern. This was not a case of poor PR management. It seemed like a purposeful restriction. When Caitlin Clark missed a contested three-pointer in mid-May during a nationally televised game on May 18, she became irate and softly slammed the backboard. She was then given a technical foul for disrespecting the game. The official only gave a quick signal. There was no warning or preparatory whistle. In contrast, veteran Diana Taurasi was ejected on April 12 after yelling at the referee, hurling her warm-up jacket across the court, and using a number of profanities. She was simply given a warning lecture later. No suspension, no technical issues. This discrepancy was not ignored. Social media compilations of Clark's drives to the basket ending in phantom whistles appeared throughout the course of the following 2 weeks. Veteran stars profited from generous let-them-play calls while whistles disregarded obvious defensive contact. During the 7th game of the season, Clark lost the ball in an off-ball screen that was completely uncalled. A seasoned player's virtually similar screen 2 nights later resulted in an immediate flagrant foul. In confidential interviews with reporters, a number of referees acknowledged that they had received league memoranda advocating for stricter enforcement of unsportsmanlike behavior on rookies. A note dated May 10 that was intended for referee distribution suggested that officials use technical fouls for rookies' overt expressions of dissatisfaction. Competitive civility is upheld in this way. The pattern was evident by the All-Star break. Every widely shared video of Clark's flawless shooting or courageous drives was accompanied by a dubious T-flag or a late whistle. Fans started comparing missed calls and technical fouls side by side on Twitter, tagging the WNBA and calling for an explanation. On major sports programs, commentators questioned whether the officiating staff was according to league headquarters orders instead of WNBA regulations. Commissioner Kathy Angelbert revealed her white against black marketing strategy for the Clark-Reese clash on June 10 at a prominent CNBC sit-down. She specifically mentioned skin tone as the hook while praising the striking contrast between Angel Reese's unrelenting rebounding and Caitlin Clark's accurate shooting. Behind the scenes, an angle memo labeled Racial Arc Storyline Outline Tactics was released. Commentators were prompted to discuss the historic racial aspect of this rookie-veteran clash by Taylor's social media teasers, which featured split-screen images titled Ice vs. Grit. Outrage erupted on social media inside a day. An open letter denouncing the framing as a reductionist ploy that ignores athletic brilliance was released by a consortium of former NBA players and social justice organizations. While overall clicks increased, Analytics teams observed a 12% decline in engagement from core WNBA viewers who felt offended. Sponsors like Nike and State Farm discreetly voiced fear that the story may alienate devoted followers and compromise local values. Interviews with players, meanwhile, exposed the human cost. "I'm here to play basketball, not be a prop in a racial narrative," Reese wrote on her social media accounts. In a press conference, Clark reiterated the idea, saying, "We're athletes first. The plot isn't about the hue of our skin." Engelbert's rivalry strategy didn't just backfire financially. It undermined confidence. Instead of honoring two groundbreaking talents on their own merits, what was meant to be nostalgia-driven drama turned into Exhibit A in tone-deaf marketing, exposing a league eager to exploit identity for short-term attention. Toxic Caitlyn supporters emerged as a new bogeyman as a result of all this commotion. League representatives were quick to blame fanatical supporters for any racist or misogynistic tweets directed at Clark and advised players to simply avoid social media. On their podcast, Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe attacked that strategy, calling it a non-solution that exposed athletes to hatred. "Racism cannot be wished away," Rapinoe stated. "You must face it head-on." Bird reminded listeners that the WNBA has always taken pride in its community, so why leave it when it is most in need of protection? In the meantime, unprecedented numbers of Clark's supporters continued to turn out. Children are busted into schools. More games were broadcast on local TV, and items quickly disappeared off the shops. Whether toxic or not, her supporters made it apparent that they would not be leaving. However, the league's half measures continued to convey the idea that your enthusiasm is welcome, but if you get too loud, you'll get muzzled. The entrance of Caitlyn Clark set up a financial inferno. Citing Clark's anticipated increase in viewership as a motivator, the WNBA struck a historic $2 billion 10-year broadcast agreement with ESPN and Amazon Prime on April 20th, up from $600 million in the previous cycle. Through June, league-wide ticket sales increased by 85% year-over-year, while the average number of spectators at home games increased from 7,500 to over 13,800. Sales of merchandise, particularly number 22 jerseys, increased, adding an estimated $25 million to retail earnings. Internal strategy documents, however, showed a tug-of-war going on behind the scenes. Two options were provided in a memo titled "Safe versus Star Power," dated May 2nd. In contrast to option B, which goes back to well-known drama hooks and emphasizes rivalries, technical foul disputes, and veteran comebacks, option A heavily relies on Caitlyn's story, expanded pre-game segments, exclusive sit-downs, and enhanced social media marketing. The report advised a balanced combination of Clark-centric content and controversial highlights, cautioning that excessive exposure could dilute the core WNBA brand. Heated discussion was captured on audio that was leaked from an executive meeting on May 15th. "We can't ignore the cash cow," a vice president contended. "Clicks from conflict don't build sustainable fandom," someone else retorted. There were noticeable changes on the court and online as a result of that friction. All of Clark's technical fouls suddenly went viral. The narrative team gave priority to viral footage over celebrating game-winning shots, and every racially inflammatory advertisement overshadowed her actual on-court accomplishments. The repercussions happened right away. According to a June survey of 1,200 WNBA season ticket holders, 42% thought the league was abusing controversy at the price of player celebration. Advertisers started asking for clarification on the rules for content. Some even put a halt to planned Clark-focused ads until the league reiterated its dedication to real storytelling. The curtain has now lifted as a result of Subbard's candid criticism. The WNBA is at a turning point in its history. Either embrace its brightest star and the revolutionary wave she represents, or keep playing it small, building friction, and hedging bets on controversy. Caitlyn Clark didn't just show up, she burst onto the scene, generating passion in both living rooms and arenas. The current WNBA surge would not exist without her genius. This is where you can help. Do we tolerate a league that avoids its most promising players? Or do we call for leadership that honors athletes, combats prejudice, and creates a future in which all athletes, regardless of background or tenure, can succeed on their own terms?